我们首先敬礼传承祖师。
Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubden Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, Padma Kumara. Sumu. Danzen Kapso, Duden City, Duden Kama. All Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma teaching assistants, temple and center directors, and all disciples, and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Hola, amigo. Te quiero mucho. Going. Ichiban. Kimochi ii. Shumi. Yapi. Purin purin. Konbanwa.
Just now, we saw the building of the mother temple. At that time, there were 8 families. The 8 families were donating $20,000 each, and this piece of land was purchased together by these 8 families. So that's what happened then. In addition, there was the monk, the Venerable Guo Xian from Huichen Temple in Hong Kong. He also donated a large amount of money to have this temple built. And there were also a few other people who donated. The lay Buddhists such as Li Mei Li, Li Xingzhu masters. They all donated some money to build this temple. This temple was under the responsibility of Vajra Master Lian Si to hire some contractors to build this temple, just like the Rainbow Villa. The same with the Rainbow Villa. Rainbow Villa was financed by myself and Simu. We bought the land and paid all the expenses for Master Lian Si to hire contractors to build it. So that's a huge credit to Master Lian Si then. Seattle Lizang Temple and Rainbow Temple were monitored or led by Master-Ling Shen to hire contractors. So now they are our True School spiritual centers. So Rainbow Villa was built by Grandmaster and Simu, and Simu saved all the receipts for all the expenses, all the checks, very thick. But Master-Ling Shen Master-Ling Shen was the one who hired the contractors to manage them, but the finances were financed by Grandmaster and Simu. So he has great service. And then the Venerable Guoxian was the Grandmaster's ordination teacher, so was the one who ordained myself. I did not shave my own head, Sakyamuni Buddha did, but I was ordained by the Venerable Guoxian. Once you're ordained, you become a monastic, a monk. So the Venerable Guoxian ordained me so that I can now ordain all of you, monks and nuns, the monastic. That's how it started. And this Leizang Temple was established by the finances and the efforts of many people. And Rainbow Villa, although it was built and financed by myself, but now it's been donated for the use of everyone at True Buddha School. So anybody can make use of the Rainbow Temple now. I donated the whole Rainbow Villa. And in the future, after Simu and I left the world, the Southern Mountain Retreat and True Buddha Tantric Quarters will also be donated. Or would be given as an endowment. Because after we are gone, most people will not be able to afford the Southern Mountain Retreat. It's too big of a residence. So after it's donated, then you can finance the maintenance of it, paying the property tax and to maintain it as a memory. And True Buddha Tantric Quarter is smaller. The South Mountain Retreat is bigger. It's about 2 acres. It would be a nice remembrance. There are 8 car garage. And now it has housed many Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who have occupied it. Huge statues of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The whole living room is filled with them. And this time there will be an even bigger Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, which are the innumerable hands and infinite eyes, Golden Mother. That's bigger than all the statues here.
南山雅舍的一个大窗子全部通通满了。
So all the windows at the Sat Mountain retreat will be filled.
所以现在南山雅舍里面都是活菩萨。
So inside it now there are deities, including underground, the altar there.
几百尊的活菩萨。
Hundreds of deities, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
这个在客厅的呢。
And in the living room there are auspicious Hevajra, Guru Jesus Christ, my Guru when I was a Christian, Jesus Christ, Saraswati, the goddess with marvelous sound, Golden Mother, a huge statues of Golden Mother, Akalanata, a huge statues, Mahabala, Yamantaka, and the medicine King Tara, Guru Padmasambhava, and Dorje Dore, and Kalachakra Buddha, Kalachakra. Huge statues filling the room. And over here there are the 1,000-eyed, 1,000-armed Avalokitesvara. And then the innumerable hands and infinite eyes, Golden Mother. So have covered all the windows in there. So they are all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in the living room. Just the living room. They are all this. And in the future, I will donate it as a huge museum. Would contribute it. Because, simply said, once a human leaves the world, you will not be able to carry even a needle. So, while you have money, spend it now. If you don't spend it now, you may miss it, because you will not be able to carry even a single needle. Really, in this world, it's very simple. As soon as you die, you have nothing. When you're still alive, although you're a wealthy person, when you die, everyone is the same. With the fire and burned, and you just live in that little box in the columbarium, the Twin Lotus Columbarium. And if it's in Taiwan, you live in the Western Realm Columbarium. In America, you stay at the Twin Lotus Columbarium. It's just little boxes. So, human life, just take it easy. It's no big deal. Because when you die, everyone is the same. It all depends on your own spiritual cultivation, whether you have good karma or bad karma. That's why Sakyamuni Buddha says, coming to this world, what is a human being? And he said it's a storage of microbes. All over your body are germs. They live inside your body or on your body. If you have more good microbes than bad ones, then you're healthy. Vice versa, you're sick. So, if a human is just a storage of microbes, why would a human come to the Saha world? Sakyamuni Buddha says, very simple, paying off your karma. So you come here to pay off your karma, karmic debts. Only because you have karma, you come to the Saha world. Once you have no more karma, you will be reborn in the Pure Land and Buddhaverse. You have attainment. That's why we want to cultivate spiritually, and that's to eradicate your own karma. Simply said, that's how it is. Human life, a human body, is a store of microbes or germs. Why would you want to come? Why did you come here? It's to pay off your karma. Very simple. That's what Sakyamuni Buddha said. Just 2 words. So, the karma from your past lives, and you need to pay it off by coming here. That's all there is. So money is external thing. Even when you have money, at the end it becomes empty. So that's why Haniva gave me a car, bought me a car. All my cars were bought by her. I'll drive it, and then at the end I will return it to her. So Maserati I have driven for a long time. And then she said she's going to buy me a Ferrari. Wow. I'm this old and driving a Ferrari. But I'm driving an SUV. With a higher under. It's not that cheap. With tax, it's about 700,000. And I was thinking, for that much, maybe I should just pay it myself. And Hanifa said, as long as you're happy. I'm happy, I'll just let her pay. I was thinking, oh, I should buy a Ferrari, but a sports car Ferrari is too low. And Maserati is a kind of sports car. Ferrari and Lamborghini are sports car. And Ferrari is the most expensive of all these cars. About 700 plus tax. They were asking for 650 and bargained for 630 plus about 70 tax, about 700,000. It's black, and I want to change it into red. When you're old, you need red. The older I get, the more red hot I've become. So it's not decided whether I pay or Hanifa pays, but I'll thank her first. Hanifa 付钱. Hanifa pays. But after I leave, I'll return all the cars to her. No. Well, in human life, eventually you will leave. There's no choice. In the past, sitting on the Dharma throne, I would never drowse. But now I do. As soon as I quiet down, then my body would sway. And then I immediately notice and return to my posture. Question by Lotus Sun An from Malaysia. This is Q&A. Respect to Grandmaster. I wish you healthy, long life. Oftentimes when someone passes away, we burn large amounts of paper money, houses, cars, and so forth, so their loved ones in the netherworld will not suffer. So I think if one immediately goes to the Western Pure Land, Sukhavati, to cultivate, they have everything. So there's no need to burn large houses for them. When a person passes away, isn't their destination immediately determined by the merit or karmic obstacles accumulated in this life or in previous lives? Or will they remain in the netherworld for a while, receiving and enjoying the offerings we make for them to enjoy them before they proceed to go where they should go? According to the Siddhigarbha Sutra, you would know. That's also the custom in the world. After a person dies, 7 times 7 for 49 days are considered the realm of the Bardo spirits, the netherworld. So depending on your own karma, whether it's good karma or bad karma, or you have attainments, some would attain Buddhahood directly. Like Tantric Buddhism, you can quickly transform into light and become a Buddha. But some cannot. They become a Buddha in the intermediate state, in the Bardo state, because they cannot transform into light. So they rely on their good karma, and then they transform and attain Buddhahood in the intermediate Bardo state. And so in this Bardo state, you have to rely on your families to perform Bardo deliverance, to create merit, to give, to do good deeds for them. As stated clearly in Siddhigarbha Sutra, the deceased would receive only 30%, and you, the one who's doing the merits, would receive 70% of the merits. And the deceased only 30%. So when you create merits, the one who creates the merits receives 70% and the receiver receives 30%. It's recorded in the Siddhigarbha Sutra. So within 7 times 49 days, during the intermediate Bardo state, you need to help them, the deceased, to chant sutras, mantras, make offerings to the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, performing good deeds, charities, and clothes, food, sutras, paying homage, prostrations, to create merits for the deceased. It's stated clearly in the Siddhigarbha Sutra. If you read it, then you would understand, you would know. So for 49 days they are in the Bardo state, and then depending on your own karma, you go to wherever. And the best would go to the four sixthly realms. And next are the Pure Lands, the Buddha verses. And next down, the heavenly realms of form, formlessness, and desire. And then a little bit down is in the human world, reincarnated as a human again, or Asura. And lastly, the three lower realms. So the hells, animals, and hungry ghost realms. And then the three higher realms, which is include the heavenly realms or the sixthly realms. I mean the Pure Lands and Buddha verses, and then the sixthly realms. So I wish Lotus Sun An from Malaysia, you can cultivate in Sukawati, or you have your own attainments in your spiritual cultivation. Not necessarily enjoying their gifts for you in the netherworld. So if you read the Surangama Sutra, you would understand everything. A reporter asked a lady, "Do you have a boyfriend?" And she said no. And the reporter asked, "Why don't you look for one?" Because my husband doesn't allow it. Xiaoming is very frugal, and he doesn't want to throw away anything from his house. And one day, I went to Xiaoming's house, and he's taking a cold water shower. And then I asked him, "Why? It's such a cold day, and you have hot water. Why don't you shower with warm water? Why do you use cold water?" And Xiaoming said, "That is unforgettable because I have 2 packs of cold medicine. If I don't eat it, then it would expire. So he'd rather take cold showers to catch cold, so that he can take the medicine. So he doesn't waste the medicine." A mother and daughter went to the painting exhibition of the daughter's boyfriend, and the mother noticed there was a nude lady in the painting that looks exactly like the daughter. So she asked the daughter, "Did you take off your clothes for him to paint?" And the daughter said, No, I did not. He did it from memory. That's even worse. So, another joke. I feel like I've found closing off people Because as soon as I sit on the Dharma throne, my eyes would shut down automatically. Oh, we want to expound the Surangama Sutra again. It's time to get a headache. He's repeating over and over. Now he's talking about the 12 sense bases, or 12. So the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, plus the seeing eyes, hearing ears, smelling nose. So what the eyes see are the vision. So that 6 plus 6 becomes 12. 6 roots, right? Or 6 plus 6 does. So what we see altogether becomes 12 sense bases. So he told Ananda, what is meant by the 12 sense bases being originally the wondrous true suchness of the Tathagata? They were originally manifested by Buddha nature or wondrous luminous true mind. And with the single deluded thought, they become the 12 sense bases. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Ananda, observe the growth of the trees, the springs and ponds of the Jeta grove. What do you think? Are these things produced by form so that the eyes see them, or does the visual faculty produce the attributes of form? Ananda, if the eyes produce the attributes of form, then when seeing emptiness, which is not form, the nature of form should be extinguished. Then since it would be extinguished and obviously non-existent, who would be able to discern the quality of space? The same is true of emptiness. If forms produce the faculty of seeing, then when seeing emptiness, which is not form, the seeing would be extinguished. Then since it would be extinguished and non-existent, who would be able to understand the form and emptiness? Therefore, you should know that neither seeing nor forms and emptiness establish no basis. Thus, both form and seeing are false and illusory. They are neither produced by dependent arising nor self-arising. So he's repeating, the eyes who see and the seeing object, the vision object, visual object. Sakyamuni Buddha said, Jetavana, Anathapindika, the trees, like the water and the ponds, what do you think? Are these things produced by forms so that the eyes can see them, or does the visual faculty produce or sees the trees directly? So, do they appear and then the eye see, or the eye see those three springs and ponds. So Ananda, if the eyes produce the forms, so what this means is that when you see the empty space or the sky, there's nothing. So in the sky, you don't see anything in there. So that means your eye faculty is also gone. And there's also nothing in emptiness. So the empty space also disappear and your eyes cannot see anything. So he said, so the form and the faculty of the eyes are both empty. So who would be able to understand the form and emptiness? So the eye faculty and the forms you see have no self-nature and no location. So the forms, the external forms and your seeing are both false, and they are produced neither by dependent rising nor self-rising. So everyone should understand that if your eyes don't see, there are no forms and appearances. But when you see, then you would generate forms and appearances. And when you see empty space, there's nothing. Then that's the same as the eye faculty also disappears. So the empty space does not come from the empty space. It does not come from the eye faculty. And both of them are empty and false. That's the primary meaning. So the key point is the eyes and the forms or the sights are all empty and false because they arise and cease. Or we can say that everything conditioned is produced by causes and conditions. Without causes and conditions, there is nothing. Let me give an example. Everything is due to causes and conditions. I believe in Christianity. Why? Because of those three sisters, Chun Tze, Chun Qin, and Chun Xin. The three sisters, they belong to the Presbyterian Church in Kaohsiung. That's why I went there too. That's causes and conditions, right? Even if I go there, I don't necessarily see them. And then afterward, I was very serious in my belief, in my faith in Christianity. The minister, Su Tianming, baptized me. Baptism. So Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist. And who was John the Baptist? That's Jesus' cousin, elder cousin. So his contribution was great because he helped baptize Jesus. And with the baptism, the gate of heavens opened, and there was a voice. This is my beloved Son. There was a voice from the heavens. So John the Baptist was very surprised. It turned out that Jesus was the Son of God. That's how it came about. I believe in Christianity. I joined because of causes and conditions, because they went there. So I went, and I was baptized too. And then I became a true Christian. I went to Sunday school. And then afterwards, I became the Sunday school teacher and joined the choir. And then later on, I became a Bible study teacher. So that's why I know everything about the Bibles, Old Testament and New Testament. The Old Testament, we can say basically about the history of the Hebrews. And it started with Exodus from Moses. You've seen that movie, right? Moses. So because the Hebrews became slaves in Egypt, and Moses took them out from Egypt, traveling, wandering around in the desert for a long time, and then climbed up Mount Sinai and pointed to a piece of land, which is the current day Palestine. It's recorded in the history. So it started with Genesis, Exodus, and then the records of all the different kings and the prophets. They are in the Old Testament, and then in the New Testaments, it started with the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the Gospels, and then the Acts of the Apostles. And the one who supported Christianity the most is Paul. He was the one who captured Christians, but he changed when Jesus Christ shining light upon him, and he changed. I went to the St. Paul Cathedral in Italy, and St. Paul was behind us, and a photo was taken, and St. Paul appeared next to me. Anyone had that photo? You have it? I took the photo. Master Lian Ning. Can you show it to everyone? Master Lian Chuan had it. Lian Chuan. Can you show it to everyone? Paul was right next to me. that was in the outskirts of Rome. Oh, the St. Paul Cathedral. Let's place it on the screen. Can you?
Oh, 那个镜头照一下。
Let's place it there. I think it's St. Paul Basilica.
你看
See?
保罗就站在我后面。
St. Paul was right behind me.
照出来后面那个
I was there.
阿堵啊，就是保罗。
That's Paul.
阿堵啊，我们为什么叫他阿堵啊？阿东啊。台湾话叫做阿东啊，你看很清楚啊。
It's very clear.
有没有
Right?
大家看到了？
Can you see? That's St. Paul.
我出去旅行啊，每一次保罗就站在。
Every time I was traveling, this is the St. Paul Basilica was where he was buried. So when I was taking a photo there, he appeared. He's actually behind it. So look at the eyes and the nose and the mouth, the face. Why did he appear in my photo to take a photo with me? That basilica was built over St. Paul's grave because I had affinity with him in the past. St. Paul, in the New Testament, there were the Gospels by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They were Jesus' apostles or great disciples, and then also the Acts of the Apostles, I think, who records Jesus' 12 disciples. Actually, Jesus had 72 disciples. First, the Gospels, and then Paul wrote many letters to the churches or followers. So in the New Testament, Paul occupied a large part, and then the prophets, and only last was the Revelation. So I did study it very seriously. I was the Bible study teacher, the teacher of the Bible. After studying it, I graduated from 2 schools. 2 Bible schools. I graduated from 2 Bible schools. So my faith in Christianity was quite serious. I really put my effort in there. And then later on, in the church, there was an elder and found me to be a very serious Christian And he introduced his daughter for me because the custom in Christianity is they like to marry Christians. If marrying a Buddhist, there may be a conflict or other religions. So he introduced his daughter to me, and her name is Susu. I will not say the real name, that wouldn't be too good. So if the daughter is still alive, she would be around 80, almost 80. So the daughter is called Susu. He asked me to date her and take her around. But the daughter is just like the name, very skinny, flat. Flat-chested. The facial features are good, but no chest, no breast. Then it's not, no feelings, no attractive, too skinny. In clothes it's okay, but without clothes. So there was nothing. And there was another one who also taught Bible studies. I taught this class and she taught the other class. Her last name is Xu. Coming to, I can state her name because she's slightly older than I am. And she looks so and so, and the figure is also so and so, not as beautiful as Chun Xin. So that's why my heart is more interested in Chun Xin. So that happened in the church. Coming to and Susu. My study of the Bible was very serious from elementary to junior to senior high school until I left Kaohsiung to go to Taichung to study in the military school, military college. And then the relationship or the feeling stopped because the whole family and myself moved to Taichung. It's become difficult to meet, and then it's faded. So feelings come, and after a while it's fading. And then if you meet again, maybe, but if you don't, it's gone. So about feelings or affections with each other, if you're in contact, then you would have affection toward each other. But if you're a long distance away, then there's no more affection. I have a Dharma body in Chengdu now. Following a Dharma lady by the last name Zhu, and another Dharma's body in Anhui, following a lady Wang, and they're both beautiful. And the one in Chengdu is applying for a visa on September 22nd. She wants to come. That's the question, if it's possible or not, because it's quite strict and difficult for mainland Chinese to come. And Miss Wang from Anhui, every Saturday and Sunday, she's always watching my live stream. And even now, she never skipped. She's more serious than you. I have left Taiwan for so long. Back then, she traveled alone to Taiwan, to the Taiwan Lijiang Temple. When I saw her, I told her, let's have a date. Let's meet each other in Seattle. Although she has never come because she cannot get a visa. A small place in Anhui. So the American consulate is not there, so only in big cities. So she needs to change her residencies to the big cities to get the visa. So we haven't met for many years, but we still have feelings toward each other. Every time I would say this, if I do this, that must be the one from Anhui, Miss Wang. She lives in the northern part of Anhui, where there's snow in winter. So one of my Dharma bodies is in Anhui, following her. One in Chengdu, following Miss Zhu. Many Dharma bodies. Good thing I have Dharma bodies so we can maintain our affections, relationship. Otherwise, without the Dharma body, being apart for that long, it'll be gone. So Miss Wang from Anhui, she's really very attached, very persistent. She's always appearing on the internet every Saturday and Sunday and always say hi to me and never missing even once. It's been 4 years. At that time, Taiwan and China are still open, so they can still come and go and visit, but not anymore. So she has not forgotten me. Every Saturday and Sunday, she's always on the internet, and I would definitely see her. We have a date, a promise. Without the other half, then you have half the problem. Actually, generally speaking, affection comes together and separate. That's how it is. Come and go. It's about the same as this illusory and falseness, illusion. But at least you have some hope. Hope and illusory are different. Of course, affections are also illusory, but at least you have some hope. That's hope instead of illusory. I am writing book 308, reminiscence of the past love stories. In high school, I worked everywhere. My dad sent me to a place where I had work, like the Xingda electric company that just burst recently. I worked there in my high school, in my freshman year in high school, Xingda electric company. And then my uncle was in Huailian as a director in the power company there. And then I was sent to work there, and I was dispatched to the quality control of the meter. So if it doesn't work, then you have to fix it. So the meter, to check if the meter runs correctly. I was the only one working there as a temporary worker. And one day, my uncle sent his secretary, a female secretary, and she's very gorgeous. And she's about my height. And someone knocked at the door. And then I opened the door and I saw her holding a huge watermelon on a plate. And she said that my uncle asked me to bring this watermelon to my nephew. My uncle told me, the business manager asked her to give me the watermelon, but it's a huge watermelon. How could I finish it? So I asked her to take a knife, and then we both eat the watermelon. So on the table at that electric meter inspection station, we ate the watermelon, and when we ate together, something happened. Because she's really gorgeous. Very beautiful. So it happened again. And then, do you have time on Sunday? And she said, yeah. Let's go out together. Sure. She's very direct. Okay, let's go play. So the power company was on Zhongshan Road, and we went north all the way to a huge river. There are woods and rocks. So we went there and sat on the rock and watching the water flowing from the ditch. And my heart moved just like the water. And at night we went to Hua Guang San, a mountain in Meilun. And then we went there in the middle of the night for a date. So we spent blissful days. That's the form produced by the eyes. If my uncle's female secretary was like the old Bodhisattva, then I would not have dated her. Right? Because she's so gorgeous, and so she immediately obsessed me. So this is what Sakyamuni Buddha said, that the eye sees the form. If the form is empty, then your eyes have no sensory perception. If the form exists but the eyes do not see, then it's the same as the eye faculty being non-existent. That's what this piece is talking about. So the eyes and the visual objects are both false and illusory. If your eyes do not see it, then you will not generate any thoughts. But because the eyes saw, and let me just call her by one name, Din. And then later on, her dad asked her to get married. Actually, after I left Hualien, we were in correspondence, and her last letter wrote, "If you don't marry me right away, I will marry somebody else. You have to come and marry me right away." And alive, I belong to the Lu family, and when I die, I would become a ghost in the Lu family. Wow. But I was just and my dad scolded me and burned all the love letters and called my uncle and wanted to stop, to cut off their relations, because how could you introduce your female secretary to my son, so that my son's grade was really bad. I had no ability to marry her at that time in high school. And so it's gone just like that. And finally, she appeared at my home wearing a white wedding gown. She's at my home. Her name is Din. See how deep her love is. The eyes produce form, but the form and appearance can also captivate the eyes. But no relation, no eyes, no form. They're all false and illusory. So that's a period of love story. The employee asked the boss, boss, what is considered a senior employee? The boss says, if you can work quietly without asking why, then you're considered a senior employee. When I get to Japan, I would become very polite because all I could say is just arigato and sumimasen. Thank you and excuse me. Thank you and sorry. Right? And that's the only two Japanese phrases he could mutter. So late. Amitabha. Om Mani Padme Hum.